Hi everybody, I'm Travis with Iceman East Idaho. Wanted to shoot a quick watch this first video to give new customers the kind of information they're going to need. We have a lot of the same conversations over and over again, especially this year where ice dams seem to be more geographically spread out. So places that didn't have ice dams really do have them this year, and it's throwing people for a loop. So we are Iceman East Idaho LLC. Our insurance protects us while providing ice dam removal services on your roof. We have a purpose-built ice dam steaming machine called an Arctic Steamer that is designed to safely cut through ice on a roof using low pressure, high temperature steam. Much safer than a pressure washer. It's not gonna, a pressure washer is more likely to cut through your roof, strip paint off, things like that. We are not a traditional snow removal company. There are people in your community that will do that faster and a lot cheaper than we will. Our hourly rate reflects the cost to own this machine, to maintain it, to operate it, and the insurance to cover it. None of these are cheap things. And so you want to engage our service if you have an immediate and massive ice issue, right? So typically customers that have a leak inside their house and they go outside and right above that leak, huge amounts of ice, that's when you need us. If you just have an excessive amount of snow buildup, or if you don't have any kind of leak, you want to reach out to a snow removal guy, have someone else come and do that for you. Two things we need on site from you. We need access to water and to electricity. I have a 100-foot hose for fresh water, and I have 250 feet of steaming hoses, so we can be relatively flexible in where we go to set up, but we can't really get to like a neighbor's house and get over to yours, that kind of thing, right? Other things to keep in mind: if your roof has ice on it, your gutters almost certainly do, and if you have a downspout attached to that gutter, it's frozen too. If we just melt things off the roof, it has nowhere to go. We have to melt it out of the gutter and do something about the downspout. Typically, we'll take the downspout off, set it on the ground, and let it thaw naturally while the rest of the roof kind of gets steamed off and melts down. And that would mean any kind of melt coming off that roof is going to go down your gutter and out a hole and kind of splash onto the ground. When the spring gets here, or when your restoration guys are done doing the inside, you might just see if they can get back there and just re-screw the downspout in place. You'd have a handyman do it, or anyone around your house that's willing to get on the ladder and has some way to put 2 screws or 4 screws back in place can do that, and at a much cheaper rate than we can. Something else to keep in mind is when we're done, there is no protection against ice dams reforming, right? We don't do any kind of future proofing on that roof. We're just getting rid of an existing issue today. We're getting rid of an ice dam that's there now, but as these things start to melt and it snows again and things refreeze, ice dams will come back. Best way to mitigate against that again is leaving the downspout down. It's going to let that gutter empty out instead of backing up and freezing onto itself. You could have a handyman, maybe someone at the restoration company or someone that's handy in your house, just kind of lay out some over-the-counter heat cables in that gutter. That's going to go a long way to keeping this problem from happening. And if you're watching this video, it's probably in March already, or middle into February. There's a lot less snow coming than did come in, say, December, January. So it's less likely to form into the kind of problem that causes that leak. But just know that our service comes with no kind of warranty. Ice dams will reform in that area unless something's done or until warm weather gets here, right? So keep all those things in mind. If you've listened through this and you say, hey, I have an ice dam, a massive ice buildup, and there are leaks coming into my house right now, you need us. Reach out to us by texting us to that number above. Send me your name, your address, some pictures of the ice dam. I'll get back to you as soon as I'm not busy doing something else or on a roof, and we'll find out how quickly we can get you into our schedule. If you're very far from Idaho Falls, there is likely to be a trip charge. We've gone as far as 4 hours away. We just have to kind of recoup the cost to get our truck and trailer out that far, pay a couple people to be there, and then know that we've missed some opportunity maybe to do something here locally. I think we're pretty reasonable considering the cost we put into these things. But again, I'll end with, if you just need snow removed, there is always someone less expensive than us. We're here when you need a steamer machine that's going to safely remove this problem from your roof quickly. In the spring, when we switch our hats from being an ice dam removal company to going back to installing roofs, we can start to talk more about things you can do to your roof, like putting on new ice shield, putting on new roof surface, looking at insulation, ventilation, maybe replacing your roof, maybe adding some heat cables to try to mitigate these in the future. Things you can do between now and the end of the year once we have removed an ice dam: heat cables in the gutters, remove any snow within a couple feet. Just try to remove the snow from the lower edge of your roof up past the wall of your house. It's going to be your best chance to keep an ice dam from forming again. Right, so that's me, Travis with Iceman East Idaho. If you need us, 208-563-7600. Thanks and have a good day.